G'day guys, and welcome to the show where I report on the latest in video game news. Now, if you do end up enjoying today's video, please remember to smack that like button real good. And now let's jump to the first news report on today's show, and it has to do with Xbox One and its backwards compatibility. Now, as we all know, many games are available on the Xbox One's backwards compatibility program. However, there's always been a bit of an issue regarding the program itself, and that has to do with the frame rate and performance of certain games. A lot of the games ran fine, but weren't exactly like what we remember them to be. They weren't smooth. There was just something wrong with the frame rate and the input, and just something wasn't right. And this especially happened for shooter games, especially FPS games such as Black Ops 1 when it was brought to the backwards compatibility. A lot of people noticed that something wasn't right with the game, and it was to do with the input lag. Well, the thing is, we have some great news that's going to fix this issue on the Xbox One with its backwards compatible games. And Mike Ybarra of Xbox has confirmed it, that the latest update for Xbox One has fixed the bugs that we have had in the past with FPS games, and especially just games overall with the backwards compatibility program. As you could see right there, this was brought up by a user on Twitter, and it was now confirmed by Xbox's Mike Ybarra, as I stated, and it's good news right here because it's good stuff going forward. And now with this awesome news, with them resolving this issue on the Xbox One with its backwards compatible games, I actually want to go back and play Black Ops 1 or Mass Effect or something like that, just to get back in there and go, okay, I don't have to plug my 360 in anymore. So yeah, this is just really good news all around. I know a lot of people complained about this, and now it has officially been resolved thanks to Xbox finally updating their system. But now let's move on to our next news report on today's show, and it's to do with Call of Duty. To be specific, it's to do with the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare multiplayer beta. Now, as we already knew, earlier this month, Activision stated that if you do pre-order any edition of Infinite Warfare, you would get access to the Infinite Warfare multiplayer beta starting on October 14 on PS4. But the thing is, there's been an update to this story because, well, we are not going to get the beta on the PC, which is pretty sad news. So that means if you do pre-order the game on PC, you won't be able to get into the beta for the game. So that kind of sucks right there. And on top of that, there's still no complete update on the Xbox version of the beta. Most likely it's still going to happen, but closer to launch. So that's kind of a bummer right there that Xbox has to wait. But the thing is, then again, you do have the exclusivity deal with PlayStation and Activision for Call of Duty. And also the biggest bummer of all that is that PC gamers will not get it at all. So that kind of sucks right there. But let me know your thoughts on that, because we are now moving on to the next news report on today's show. And it's something that I can't technically show here, so I will link it in the description down below, but it's to do with Star Wars Battlefront. EA has released some footage of the Death Star DLC gameplay, and it looks just amazing. Seriously, guys, if you do want to check this out, space battles and all, go check it out. It's in the link down below. I can't wait for this, but then again, I'm like, I haven't played Battlefront in a while because it's not the best game out there, and all these new games coming out now, I'm like, will I even bother playing this? I'm not too sure. But what I am sure about is our next news report, and moving away from Battlefront to Battlefield, and to Battlefield 1 to be specific. All of Battlefield 1's modes and maps have been confirmed for the game. It's going to be a total of 10 maps. But the thing is, it's 9 maps that are going to come out with the base game, and then 1 will be released for free in December. The name of the maps are Ballroom Blitz, Argonne Forest, Foul Forest, Suez, the St. Quentin Scar, Sinai Desert, Amiens, Monte Grappa, Empire's Edge, and Giant Shadow. I probably butchered a bunch of those names, but also on top of just the names of the maps and the maps that are in the game, there is Conquest for the modes. You've also got Domination, Operations Rush, War Pigeons, and Team Deathmatch. And those are the modes on top of just the maps that I mentioned earlier. Again, I just want to apologize for butchering the hell out of those names of the maps. It's really, really bad, isn't it? Yeah, I gotta work on that. But there you guys are. That is the information for the Battlefield 1 launch. I can't wait for it. Seriously, that game is going to look amazing. But we move on to our final game news report today, and it has to do with The Witness. It's a game coming out on the PS4 and Xbox One, and the thing is, it's going to be running at 1080p on the Xbox One, but at 30 frames per second. It's also been revealed that the PlayStation 4 version of the game will be running at 900p and at 60 FPS. This is actually quite an interesting topic that we do have right here, because a game like The Witness, it's gonna look pretty beautiful. It's gonna do a cool few things here and there, but it's one of those things where you're like, do I get it on PlayStation for a slightly lower resolution but a better frame rate, or do I go for a lower frame rate and a higher resolution? I'm not too sure, but I think that if you do have a screen that's over like 50 inches, you may want to beef up your resolution and stick with the Xbox version. And if you are playing on a smaller screen, you probably want a better frame rate since you would be closer, and you'd also have a smaller screen so you don't need that crazy resolution. But I'm guessing at the end of the day, the PlayStation version will get upscaled to 1080p, but then again, it's not the same thing. But at the end of the day, also, the Xbox version, you wouldn't get that fluid 60 FPS. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And now, Gorilla Man, please hand me that question. Thanks, Gorilla Man. Okay, guys, and the question is, what is the most important thing about a video game to you? Is it the gameplay, the graphics, the story? What is it? So get creative with the answer and put it down below in the comment section, and you can end up on the next show. But if you enjoyed today's video, please remember to smack that like button, because I'm ChampChong. My accent's Australian. Here are the previous questions.